They call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got them in your sights.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have.
Check 1 2.
Virgo game, they did a great job.
Don't miss, just make, don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary.
Check 1, 2.
Tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine, Texas, the race to the playoffs in District 3-5A kicks off tonight as the Grapevine Mustangs square off against the Everman Bulldogs.
Right, he's going to be stopped short. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Mustang Panther Stadium on a warm Friday night here in mid-September, 92 degrees in Grapevine tonight. The district opener between Grapevine and Everman. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith with you tonight. Both these teams come in without a win in non-district play. A couple of losses, and really when you look at the schedules, Grapevine and Everman, both very similar paths to get in.
Yeah, for the Mustangs, probably more familiar with their path, is really close ball game, low-scoring affair against Wakeland that first weekend. They lose 14-10, and then all of a sudden a shootout occurred against Birdville. A close game at halftime, and then Birdville eventually ran away with it. So an 0-2 start for Grapevine. On the other side, for the Bulldogs of Everman, they had lost a close game to Arlington Heights that opening week, and then Stephenville blew the doors off a 59-21 win last week. So both of these teams not really familiar with each other with the district realignment. They're going to meet here and sort of start that rivalry. And so one of these teams who have been off to a rough start is going to get that really good start into district play.
You know, the quarterback play for Grapevine week 1, you look at Jalen Holmes making his first start, didn't do a whole lot through the air. They grounded out. They wanted to control the football. How impressed were you with what Jalen Holmes did in his second start?
Yeah, he really was able to sling the ball around and made the defense pay for having 10 guys that probably were within 5, 6, 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. You saw it on that first touchdown pass that he threw to Luke Stewart, the 69-yarder on the slant, or I guess on the post, rather. And he's able just to sling the ball around a little bit, 225 yards through the air, a couple of touchdowns. He's still the threat with the ground game as well. Thought he did a really good job of navigating that offense with, like we talked about, the eye candy in the backfield, the motion in the backfield. You're going with that option type of offense, and so I thought he did a really good job of working that offense and getting everybody on the same page.
Well, the district opener tonight against Everman. It's a Bulldogs team. It's a tradition-rich program, a team offensively built around a solid, balanced offensive attack through the air and on the ground, but really a team that struggled on the defensive side.
Yeah, you look at their offensive numbers in a balanced club, like you just talked about. They average, pretty much the same offensively through the air and on the ground, right around 130 yards a game. But then defensively, they're giving up almost 400 yards per game. A lot of that has to do with the 59 points they gave up against Stephenville last week. So it's a team that has struggled defensively. We saw Grapevine's offense start to get going last week. Hopefully that's something they can exploit.
It is Grapevine and Everman tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium. When we come back from the break, we'll sit down and hear from Mustangs head coach Bob DeBess. That's coming up next on Mustangs Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Welcome back into our pregame show, Mustang Friday night from Mustang Panther Stadium, Grapevine and Everman, and talking now with Mustangs head coach Bob DeBess. And coach, just a quick look back last week, the loss to Birdville, a game that was close through the first half. What did you take most? As you look back on film, what did you learn most from the game?
We still continue to show a fight. I thought we answered the bell sometimes offensively, which we hadn't done, in the game previous. Showed a little explosiveness on offense. Had the one call back that really was a blown call. It was a touchdown. Julian did not go out of bounds on that, and so that would have been a huge play for us in the game. I didn't like the fact that we were constantly playing catch-up, because every time we would put something on the board, it seemed like they would come back in one play and have an explosive that either was a touchdown or led to a touchdown. And so, we've given up too many explosives on defense in 2 ball games, and that's a little concerning. A lot of it self-inflicted. But give Birdville credit, man. They did a great job and had some really good athletes. Really good athletes that kind of made us, look a little silly in space at times. Overall, I'm not disappointed in the kids by any. I'm disappointed for them, not disappointed in them. We got to do a better job as coaches of putting them in a position to be successful.
Really impressed with what you saw from Jalen Holmes on Friday. Over 200 yards, first time in his young career. What was the progress that you saw from him week 1 to week 2?
He was much more decisive in the passing game, particularly in the quick game. He was much more decisive, got the ball out pretty good and on target. He continues to be really good on the sideline. Not rattled, very coachable, knows exactly what's going on out there, sees quite a bit actually. We had some issues with identifying the front with our sophomore center that hurt us in the option game. Put him in a bad position a few times, not really having an option, because they had 2 guys out there on the perimeter, and that was all about the identification of the front, and then therefore how we should have executed the scheme. but overall, you know, he got the fight award as far as DNA is concerned, our DNA award winner. So we were happy about that.
How about in the run game? Julian Contreras, back-to-back weeks, up over 100 yards. How impressive have you been with him? And then also a young freshman we saw in Jake Graham get his first touchdown of his career as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's because Jaime Sanchez went down, you know, in the first quarter, and so Jake had to take on a little more responsibility. But, you know, for a true freshman, did pretty dang good. You know, Julian's the bell cow back there, and you know, generated 2 explosives that I can think of. Again, we just talked about the one that unfortunately was taken off the board, but still a big play, and continues to run tough. Got to improve on his blocking. His pass protection was not good. So that's an area that he needs to improve, which goes to show you can have great stats and, you know, you can do some flashy things, but there's still a lot to learn and still a lot to improve upon this early in the season.
How about on the defensive side? The guy that really kind of stands out that seems to be all over the place is Luke Gormley, up over 17 tackles through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Luke is very impressive, has been very impressive. Very, very physical, kind of fearless, reckless. I would say he and Brad Stanier have been the two that, to me, have really stood out. Cooper Towery took a step, you know, having to play inside linebacker because of injuries. He hadn't played that since the spring. Did a really nice job for us and lined up a quarterback, you know. So, but back to Luke, yeah, very productive. He just looks like a football player. Looks like a defensive football player. He's playing like a confident defensive football player right now.
It's head coach Bob DeBest. When we come back, we'll talk about Everman tonight. Final game before district play starts up. This is Mustang Friday night.
The people that the teams have beaten, it's going to be week in and week out, starting with Everman. They're 0-2 like we are, and they're looking for their first win, but they've played 2 real quality opponents, have had 2 games very, 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 very similar to ours. It's amazing how similar they are. A 4-point loss in the first week, and then too many explosives on defense and trying to play catch-up this last week. You know, I've tried to educate the kids this week because, you know, this is different. I mean, it's not Fort Worth ISD anymore. We don't know historically much about these programs. We haven't played them. So I've tried to educate the kids that Everman's not some small town south of Fort Worth. I mean, they've got 2 state championships, so do we. They've got 36 teams that have made the playoffs. They've had 6 losing seasons, only 6 losing seasons since 1979. So this is a proud program. As recently as like 2018, they were 14-1 semifinalists. And so this is a really proud program, and those kids grow up in that community, you know, dreaming about playing, you know, for Everman and wearing the purple and gold. And so, you know, we need to be aware of what we're up against. You know, we talk about nameless, faceless opponents, and really the opponent is us. That's true, but to a certain extent, you need to know a little bit about who you're playing, and so, you know, we respect what's coming to town.
You know, historically, they've always featured a high-powered offense. Probably looks a little bit different than what it's looked in years past. A little more balanced seems to be run and pass, but to be able to limit the big play tonight, what becomes key for your defense?
Assignments. I mean, assignments and communication. We've had some issues with communication up front. that have led to some huge runs, and that's got to stop. It's got to stop. I mean, those are things that are out of our, that are in our control. You're going to get beat in the open field sometimes. You're going to get juked. You're going to get run by sometimes. You can live with that, but the mental mistakes, we need to have a higher standard than that. And so, I think just more than anything is just play assignment football, and we're very capable of that. We have for the most part, but our margin for error is not great. We don't have a super explosive offense, and so. We're going to have to grind it out offensively, and we don't need to be in a position where we're having to play catch-up.
Your offense definitely showed some improvements last week and did have some of that big play capability at times, as well as being able to control the clock. Tonight, against this Everman defense, what do you hope to be able to attack?
Everything you just said, I mean, it has to be. That's our formula for success. I mean, things aren't going to change a whole lot based on what we are, who we are, and so what you just described is our formula for success. You got to take care of the football, which we did a really good job of doing last week. More than anything, probably, our special teams took a step backwards last week. That was a positive for us the first week. They were a negative for us this last week. In tight ball games, oftentimes it comes down to special teams, and so we've got to tighten things up. And we've done some things this week practice-wise to try to encourage that and make a statement about how important the special teams are.
Looking forward tonight, Coach. Appreciate the visit, and best of luck in the district opener.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
That is head coach Bob DeBest. Kickoff coming up next here on Mustang Friday night.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
Back to Mustang Panthers Stadium. We are just inside, 13 minutes away from kickoff. Grapevine and Everman in the District 3-5A opener. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith counting you down to kickoff. Now let's get to our keys to the game for the Mustangs. Very close in week one against Wakeland. Last week it got away from them against Birdville. To get a win in the district opener would be very key. What do they need to do?
Yeah, I think if you kind of think about just the way that this team has played the first couple of weeks, you'd like to see them sort of combine those two games where you had really good ball control on opening weekend, but then the offense couldn't really get going. Week two, offense got going, but then it kind of leads into our second key. They kept giving up the big play. And it seemed like every single time Grapevine would get some momentum, Grapevine would score, and then immediately Birdville would come right back and put some points up on the board. So that's going to be a key for them as well, to eliminate the big play. And then finally, the special teams was a problem last week. Missed a field goal, had some opportunities, and so you heard Coach DeBest say there that he felt like the team took a step back in the special teams game. So get that back to what it was there in week one, and then you got a good chance to get yourself on the right side of things to start district play.
Now the Mustangs and the Bulldogs, we are just about 12 minutes away from kickoff on a beautiful Friday night here in the district opener between these two traditional powers. More to come here on Mustang Friday night right after this.
Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax and style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
you're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados. $14,000 in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. $14,000 total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Take a look at the Grapevine Mustangs coming out here in front of the home crowd at Mustang Panther Stadium. This is the Mesa Mexican Cuisine Mustang Walk as the Panthers decked out in solid blue tonight, getting ready to take the field on another hot, steamy night here in mid-September. Gives us a chance to look at our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for Grapevine, we'll take a look at the Mustangs offense first. And across the offensive line, what you'll see tonight, the tackles, Taden Sneed and Daniel Campos. Campos, an all-district performer on that right side. Bergen Weir and Spencer Williams are the guards. The young sophomore is the center in Will Mason. Rest of that starting lineup for the Mustangs, still without Ian Hatton right now. I know he's listed there as the tight end. They're eager to get him back. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. DJ Wright will get his third start there. Kel Thompson, Christian Frederich. The wideouts. You're also going to see Luke Stewart-Ryling going. Both played big roles last week. There you see going right there. Julian Contreras and then Jalen Holmes. How about what you've seen from the skill players, particularly? We talked about Holmes earlier. How about the workhorse of Contreras?
Yeah, Julian has got himself a couple of 100-yard games back-to-back weeks to start the season. He nearly had a huge play that I think Grapevine fans are convinced. I know I'm convinced that he never actually stepped out of bounds. Would have been a huge touchdown that could have changed the game, so those numbers could be even better. So those two, as they get more comfortable together, Holmes in the quarterback position and then Contreras as the running back, the sky could become the limit for what this offense can eventually do as you get down the stretch run.
You know, the guy you could see in the backfield as well, young freshman Jake Graham, got his first taste really on a Friday night. We saw him a 1 or 2 carries week 1, but last week he found pay dirt.
Yeah, and it's something that Coach DeBess said it's not easy to do. A freshman to come out here and to immediately contribute in the running game, and a guy that has immediately earned the respect of his teammates. Coach DeBess was talking about him during the coaches show this week, and how just proud he is of the way that he just comes in and does his work. The team loves him, team respects him, and he's got a really big future ahead of him.
Yeah, just a freshman. This is a young football team. Let's take a look at the defensive side now for Grapevine. We talk about the youth of this team. Up front, you're going to see a couple of sophomores that start. One in the nose guard, Andres Garcia. The other, the defensive end, and Cedric Hicks. Luke Gormley has made a move to a linebacker. We'll see him in a moment. Bradley Stanier's the headliner there, who's headed to Kansas State.
Yeah, that's a really good, formidable front. And obviously, you said Gormley coming from the linebacker position. But think about the first play of the game last week defensively. Those two got pressure, nearly turned it into a big play.
Gormley's the leading tackler right now on this defensive unit. You'll see him at an inside linebacker. Here are those backers for Grapevine. Cooper Towery on the outside, along with Tatum Evans, inside linebacker, super talented. Michael Utork is the guy that they're without right now. So Gormley moves the inside linebacker, and then on the outside right there is Thomas Powers. This is an active 4 linebackers.
And Cooper Towery, too, got some time on the offensive end last week as well. So that's someone who could be a kind of a Taysom Hill type of quarterback. Get the ball and go with that quarterback draw.
Here's the secondary for Grapevine. The corners, Dallas Davis and Linnell Randolph. And then the safeties and Carlos McKay. Brady Boozer's the all-district performer, leading tackler right there in the secondary.
Yeah, really good coverage on the outside, some hard-hitting defensive players as well. Know that Brady Boozer, a big leader on this club.
Yeah, it's a veteran group right there. The only junior is Randolph. The other 3 are seniors. You're taking a look at the Grapevine Mustangs. They're getting ready to come out onto the field. Temperatures at 92 degrees. It's humid tonight, sun setting. There's not a cloud in sight here in Grapevine. Both these teams looking for their first win, 0-2 through the non-district slate, but a brand new season beginning tonight as the Mustangs and the Bulldogs get ready to tangle here on this Friday night. We'll step aside. More to come here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio when we return.
Number 1 Chevy dealer in the world. You have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados. 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
District opener, Grapevine and Everman, and it is the district opening weekend across District 3-5A. Gives us a chance to take a look at the schedule for this weekend. I believe some finals already from last night. In fact, you had Burleson and Arlington Seguin that played.
Yeah, Seguin got out to a 1-0 start in district, a 39-7 win. last night over Burleson, so that sets up 3 other games actually 2 other games outside of what we've got here. Grapevine and Everman both at 0-2. Mansfield, Timberview on the road at Argyle, both those teams 1-1 in non-district, and then the Colony at 2-0. They will take on Colleyville Heritage. And so, yeah, those will be a handful of good games, and always interesting to see what teams can get out to a good start in district.
That might be the headline game, the Colony and Colleyville Heritage. The Colony, as you talk about, 2-0. Heritage, a top 10 ranked team in the state of Texas coming in this season. Of course, Argyle, a top 10 team as well. You saw Timberview, I think, a couple of weeks ago when they took on Guyer. Yeah,
and Timberview didn't really look like themselves. They had lost their starting quarterback and had to actually go with the coach's son, who was a sophomore, and it was the head coach for Timberview who said, I had to be convinced that he was the guy to step in and take that job. So, it'll probably be a new-look Timberview team in a couple of weeks when they do get that starting quarterback back.
And a team that Grapevine, not necessarily to look ahead, but just to tell you, it's a Thursday night game against Arlington Seguin. Seguin's got a little extra day to prepare. They played last night against Burleson. You talk about that score winning big last night. This is going to have a completely different feel than what you had last year in the Fort Worth District. Of course, Grapevine finished strong, got to the playoffs, but this is a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah, it's funny. You almost look at the schedule to begin district, and you see Everman. You're like, oh, I guess it's 3 non-district games to begin the season. But no, yeah, with the realignment, Everman and Grapevine getting ready to go at it. And I thought it was interesting, too. Coach DeBest made a point to his team. He made a point to you as well to highlight how successful Everman has been. They're proud of their history and their state titles the same way that Grapevine is proud of their state titles. So it's 2 programs that have a history that are not out to great starts, but it should make for a really good matchup this evening.
You know, and with Everman, as we talk about the tradition of this program, there's been a lot of continuity with that coaching staff. It was Dale Keeling, who was the longtime head coach. Michael Boone is in his 3rd year. He was a longtime assistant under Dale Keeling. He's in his 3rd season, but he's had 18 years at Everman High School. So he knows all about the tradition of Everman football. For Grapevine, a lot of tradition as well. And Bob DeBess, who's at the helm, is in his 2nd season. So you see the Mustangs running out on the field. The Bulldogs also making their way out here to Mustang Panther Stadium. We have got the national anthem and kickoff right around the corner when we come back. Coin toss here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Team captains for Grapevine, Brady Boozer, Tatum Evans, Bradley Stanier, and Bergen Weir down at midfield. And for Everman, it's Preston Roberts, number 1, the quarterback, along with Barrington Strickland, a junior defensive back and receiver, and then Shamar Williams. You'll see him start an outside linebacker tonight, is a senior wearing number 4.
Grapevine always ends up having an honorary captain come with them. I'm not sure who this is this week, but I know that last week it was Brady Boozer's brother, little brother, who was the team captain along with them, and really cool tradition that Grapevine has here.
Mustangs have won the toss. That's what Bob DeBest wants to do. He wants the football. Longtime offensive coordinator. What else would he want? The Mustangs are going to have the ball first. We'll see Jalen Holmes, a junior quarterback, and that offense right out of the gates. Right now it's the national anthem here at Mustang Panther Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that you please stand and remain standing for our national anthem. The anthem is performed tonight by Shivani Dira, Grapevine High School Mustang Club.
Oh, say can you see by the
From Mustang Panthers Stadium, the Grapevine Mustangs taking on the Everman Bulldogs in the district opener tonight as a brand new season begins here this evening. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith with you, and we're going to see this Grapevine offense right out of the gates. Jalen Holmes is coming off his biggest game of his young career, 207 yards passing last week. He also rushed for 39, and you really saw the offense open up last week. It was a ground control game week one. Last week, they weren't afraid to go to the air.
Yeah, and week one, they didn't go to the air often. When they did, they didn't take advantage of those opportunities. Very early on last week against Birdville, they put the ball in the air. We've already talked about that 69-yard touchdown, Holmes to Luke Stewart. And the problem there, what they were able to get the big plays offensively. The problem was on the other side. They weren't able to stop the big plays. So really pleased with you have to be pleased with what you saw from the offense, and hopefully it's a full team effort and get that first win of the season.
You know, one thing that Bob DeBest also talked about in our pregame visit is special teams, and he felt like that took a step back last week. In the return game, there were a couple of bobbled returns. Grapevine had to really never got a great field position. District opener tonight, special teams will play a big role.
Yeah, and think, again, to week one, you got a turnover immediately on your first special teams opportunity. So that's got a chance to swing the game. You're still early on in the season, and you want to take advantage of any opportunity, and if you can do that on special teams, that's going to help.
Julian Almanza will tee it up, a senior kicker for Everman. The win tonight just slightly to Everman's back right now as Almanza will kick this one away. The wind out of the south here on this warm evening. Field, for the most part, covered in shadows. You've got Dallas Davis on the near side, Linnell Randolph up top. So we are ready to kick off District 3 5A action as here's Almanza. Short little pooch kick that goes in that Grapevine sideline. And the Mustangs will have good field position to start off this drive. All starts with Julian Contreras at that running back position. You'll see him tonight. He's been the workhorse, 253 yards rushing. And then Jalen Holmes, the junior quarterback, 225 through the air so far. He's completed 53% of his passes. And it's been to a slew of receivers he's got the football to.
And you talk about Julian Contreras as well. You look at just kind of the Dallas area schools through the first couple of weeks in 5A, the rushing leaders. It is Julian Contreras who is fourth in the area with those 253 yards and 40 attempts.
So from their own 44 on first down, they go to the air. Quick pass. It is caught and then breaking away and maybe just one tackle away from going down the sidelines is Kel Thompson.
Now very quickly going to that RPO, and Holmes decides to fire on the outside. Thompson makes the catch and nearly broke free. So very positive start, picking up a first down on the first play of the game.
So into Everman territory wasn't the offense that had any issues last week. An offense that consistently got up and down the field. And a good start here, one play, and they're into Bulldogs territory. Here's Holmes on 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 45. Out of a one-back set, they motion a man across and going. This is Contreras, and no fooling that Everman defense. They string him out at the 44, pick up a 1.
And sometimes that play there, even though it only nets you a couple of yards on first down, it's in the mind now of this defense, and it can set something up later on.
To Holmes, a second down, long 9. Now coming up, this Mustang offense.
Another thing, too, Bob DeBest said that there was a little bit of struggle was just identifying the defense, and that went to a young center last week, and they're hoping to have better protection.
First time we see the freshman running back and Jake Graham. He's offset, and then Contreras in the pistol behind Holmes. Long snap count here. And it is Graham carrying it off right tackle. He's into the open and up to the 34. He's got a first down. And again, just one tackle away from breaking that one down the sideline.
Yeah, that's his longest gain of his career. He had the touchdown, but a nice little 1-2 punch that's developing for Grapevine in the backfield. You got the veteran in Contreras, the youngster right there in Graham, and another first down for the Mustangs.
Just his 9th carry here of his freshman year, and that one his longest, as you talk about. They're at the 34-yard line.
You can see how close he was to breaking that tackle, as it was Barron who was able just to drag him down.
Bunch set, both sides of the formation. Contreras, the running back, on first down and 10. Holmes at the play clock at 5. They will drain that play clock as this pass is caught at the 30. going to the 20-yard line, and the Mustangs are on the move down into the red zone. That is Christian Frederich that made that catch.
And right now, it's been a different guy almost every single time. In fact, I think it has been a different guy that's touched the ball every time. Contreras has got a touch. Graham has gotten a touch. We saw it from Thompson. You see the play there. So just a couple of yards, but trying to punch this thing in.
It's a tight end to the bottom of the formation. H-back and right up top. 2 wides on 1st and 10 from the 20. Holmes looks, pumps, in trouble. Stays on his feet, and now he's sacked. Thrown back close to the 35. See if they give him some sort of forward progress.
I think they're going to mark it about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, he was tackled all the way back thrown back to the 34, but they do mark it, yeah. Forward progress, 26.
And so Holmes, I think what he wanted to do, he was going to try to escape that initial grasp, and if he could do that, get himself outside the pocket and just get rid of the football, but he could not escape, and that's could have been a lot worse than just the 6 yards there to lose on 1st down.
So 2nd down, long 16, opening drive for the Mustangs. It started back at their own 44. Out of a 2-back look. Holmes on the option, keeps it, and a good read as they played that pitch perfectly. Holmes, not much there he could do with it. Tackled by the outside linebacker in Shamar Williams.
Yeah, him and Michael Victoria were the two that read that well. And Holmes, initially, I was thinking that's the right decision. He didn't have the pitching lane, but as he cut up, as you talk about, those two covered it well. Holmes didn't really have anywhere to go. And after such a promising start to the drive, it's 3rd and long.
They've got to get to about the 10-yard line. It's 3rd and 16 from the 26 of Everman. Very well could be 4-down territory. We've seen Moreland's range. He's hit from 21, so that would be a career long for him. So 3rd down, 16 for the Mustangs offense. Contreras and Graham switch places. Tight end and right to the bottom of the screen. In motion, Contreras out. Holmes looking that direction, throwing it deep over the middle. Jump ball, tipped and nearly intercepted. And it was the safety that got a hand on it in Barrington Strickland. So here is 4th down.
That was a great play by Strickland. That ball, though, wasn't a terrible throw from Jalen Holmes. In fact, if that thing is maybe 6 inches or so higher, that's a chance for Stewart to make that catch in the end zone. So here we go. First opportunity for special teams. Long opportunity here for Grapevine.
From 43 yards from Cade Moreland, who is 2 of 4 with his long of 21. A high snap. It's a fake. Going in trouble, and he is tackled back at the 36, and the Mustangs will have to turn it over on downs.
I'm not sure it was meant to be a fake. Snap was high, and once that ball was caught, Goen didn't have a whole lot that he could do with it. So we just talked about special teams needing to do you a big favor. And instead, Everman, after giving up quite a few yards, this play right here, he just could not escape. Goen goes down, and Everman takes over.
At their own 34, their junior quarterback is Princeton Roberts. He's dangerous through the air. 128 on the ground, so a balanced offensive attack.
Lots of movement by that front defensive line, too, before the snap.
Tatum Evans comes up and plays a stand-up defensive end at the bottom. Here is the handoff, and wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. It's the sophomore, Neiman Page, on the carry. He gets maybe 1.
And no shock that it was Luke Gormley who made that play. And he told me on Tuesday he is not a captain. He's wearing the C again, number 3. I'm going to have to have a fight with him.
He's playing like a captain. He is the team-leading tackler.
It's on his jersey there, too.
17 tackles, and he's had 3 of those for loss and a sack. He's done it all. He's been one of the defensive standouts. There's that movement again. They bring pressure. It's Gormley off the edge. They pick him up. Roberts still in trouble. Finally taken down at the 36. There's a late flag that comes flying in after a pickup of 2.
Tatum Evans nearly had the sack, number 11 there in the backfield. And now with the flag, and saw a few personal fouls, and it's going to be another one. And Bob DeBess is furious on that Grapevine sideline.
It's a Mustangs team that has not had a lot of penalty yardage. They're averaging 34 yards in penalties per game. This one's costly because you're looking at the 3rd down and 9 now. Fresh set of downs on the 15-yard penalty, and this is going to move the football across midfield at the 49 of the Mustangs.
Well, Princeton Roberts looks a little bit shaken right now. Is he kind of shaking that left hand? I'm not sure if there's a stinger or something that happened, but yeah, he's still, you can see, he does not look like he looks like he's into some discomfort.
He's taking over for an all-district quarterback, first-team all-district quarterback in Jerian Baspert, as there's a big tackle back in the backfield. Nothing to do right there as they went on the ground to Damian Bedford. Lost one.
Now another not surprise. It's Bradley Stanier who gets in the backfield. We call his name for the first time. You see number 43 able to push off his initial blocker and then get to the backfield and drag the ball carrier down.
Well, second down and 11. They lost their first-team All-District quarterback in Bass, but also a first-team running back in Caden Brooks and a wide receiver in Isaiah McMillan. So some big weapons that they're missing, and then slipping and falling. Bedford had a lot of room off that left tackle, but falls, and Mustangs catch a break. It's 3rd and 9.
Oh, that's a huge break because I'm not sure who it was, but someone missed an assignment on the outside, and there was a ton of room to run. If not for that blown tire, there's probably a first down and some really good scoring opportunities coming up for Everman.
3rd down and 9. Watch for a couple of receivers. Brendan Taylor, number 84, leads the team in receiving with 180 yards. Carl Carter and Elijah Allen are also the other wideouts. They empty the backfield. Roberts in trouble, being chased, rolling, still looking, throws it up for grabs. This goes into the Everman sideline. As he got outside that tackle box, just threw up a prayer. That was dangerously close. That's inbounds. That very well is going to fall into a Grapevine Mustangs defender's hands.
Yeah, that could not have been a good feeling for Princeton Roberts. He had 3 Mustangs chasing him, and his goal was just to get that ball out once he got outside of the pocket. They didn't have to cross the line of scrimmage, just get it out and live to fight another day.
So I'll have to punt it away. Mustangs set to get the football back. Back deep to receive is Thomas Powers, very sure-handed to punt. Zandon Gauchit, who is averaging just 27 yards a kick. It's a low end-over-end kick. Powers has got it, and the fair catch is made at the 22-yard line. Well, here comes that Mustang offense. Second drive, they got deep in Everman territory at the 20-yard line, and the offense all of a sudden just stalled out.
Yeah, one bad play turned him around. That sack of Jalen Holmes on first down. Once they had gotten the ball inside the 20, he got pushed back, got to 2nd and 16, and Grapevine was never able to recover. So that drive ends in a 46-yard missed field goal, and they moved the ball well once they got it down towards the red zone, and look to see more of the same. Just punch it in this time.
First quarter tonight brought to you by Stacy Furniture as the Mustangs have it. 1st and 10 at their own 22. The high snap, Contreras running left, and he drives forward, and that is the kind of bruising extra effort you're going to see from number 23.
Listed 5'8", 185 pounds, but yeah, he runs like a tank. And don't be fooled by the small stature. He can bring the wood, and he's a fun guy to be around.
So a 2nd down and 5 after that carry. Inside 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Had really a full house backfield set here. Holmes pulls it, running, spinning, and now he's up the sideline here. There's a hold, there's a couple of penalty markers as Holmes with a great read gets into Everman territory, but good chance this is coming back.
Yeah, Luke Stewart is the guilty party. Coach to bet, and that's going to negate a huge gain. That's the best run we've seen from Jalen Holmes this season, but it's not going to show up in the stat book.
We saw Holmes make some great reads last week through the passing game. You're starting to become more and more impressed with him in the run game as well with the option, and that is really where Bob DeBess is at his best in terms of just calling the offense. He is a triple option coach, and Holmes read that one perfectly, but this comes back to the 35. The Mustangs will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line. It is a fresh set of downs, too.
Yeah, so the very odd 1st and I guess they do rule it. They had a 2nd and 5, so take all that back and ignore me.
Yeah, three wides here, 2 backs. Graham, the young freshman, to the right. Holmes, play action. High pass, that's dangerous. That very well could have been a pick 6. Holmes has not thrown an interception this year, but that would have resulted in points as that one was nearly picked off by Brandon Humble.
Yeah, so 2 plays where Grapevine shoots themselves in the foot, and you're right, that is a lucky break that Holmes is.
We've got a 2nd down and 10 coming up. That Everman defense, the guy to watch tonight, number 9, big number 9, the defensive end, Robert McMillan, who was the defensive newcomer of the year in the district last season. You see him at defensive tackle on the left side right now. Everman playing with 7 in the box. Holmes gives to Contreras, and they load the box, and there's nothing there, maybe one.
Yeah, dared him to run, and Grapevine didn't have a whole lot there. So 3rd and long. A little bit of change of personnel, bringing Ryland going.
Bodies in that front line for Everman, most notably number 99, Robert Busby. Big body there. The linebackers led, that crew led there by Shamar Williams. Backer. And then that secondary tonight, the only senior is Brandon Humble, corner who nearly had that interception just a moment ago. This is 3rd down and 9 for the Mustangs out of a bunch set. Holmes in trouble. That's McMillan. He gets away from him. Buys himself time. Surveys, looks, throws, and incomplete, and a little bit behind Stewart.
A tremendous play by Holmes to escape the pocket. And just really once he got outside of that pocket, didn't have anywhere to go. As they went really just straight out of the shotgun set. And one more time, you see Holmes. That pressure comes. Great job to escape and evade, but just had nobody to throw the ball to downfield. Tried to force it into coverage.
Barrington Strickland is deep to receive back at the 30. High snap to Holmes, who doubles as the punter, and he gets away a great kick here. High, a little short, see if they can catch a bounce. Instead, Strickland does a good job of coming up and fielding that one. He makes the catch, and the Bulldogs will have it 1st down and 10 now at their own 41-yard line. So the first 2 possessions for Grapevine tonight, they turned it over on downs on a missed field goal, and then the punt here. And Everman will start it just across their own 41.
Yeah, Everman did not have a whole lot of success offensively that first drive. This Grapevine defense, it was more of what we saw in week 1 of the year as opposed to what we saw last week against Birdville.
On 1st down and 10, have a 2-back look. A lot. Grapevine defensive front trying to confuse Everman, and some hard-earned yards right there on 1st down.
Yeah, they're switching it around, and so you're not really sure who's coming from where. But good job by that was Michael Utorka, who stays down, keeps his position, brings down the tackler, or brings down the ball carrier.
We got a 2nd down and 7. The clock nearing 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Both these teams searching for their first win here in 2024 here in the district opener. Roberts from the gun on the handoff. Stacked up. A swarm of blue jerseys around Damian Bedford. Stop him at the 46.
That's got to fire up a coach. See the movement on the line, the initial hit, it comes from Cooper Towery, and then he's got 5 of his buddies who are going to join the pile.
Big play here, 3rd down and 5. Mustangs bringing the blitz. Roberts throws as he's hit. Boy, was he blasted. Throws it up, and the pass is caught at the 10-yard line. Oh, what a throw. Carl Carter came down with it. Roberts is last in the back, and I believe from Utorka.
Yeah, that was a tremendous throw by Princeton Roberts, getting this thing up in the air. Look at this hit that he takes. I mean, absolutely hammered, but on the money, up in stride, taking him down to the 1-yard line. And now that coaching staff's going to take a look at Roberts. Boy, you're a split second away from Roberts not being able to throw that football. Talk about guts, being up and fire when you know you're going to take a shot.
And that was Utorka that hit him. He's back in the starting lineup tonight. 6', 200-pound junior. Put his helmet right in his back. 1st down and goal, and a timeout called by offensive coordinator and Ty Bishop for Everman. You know, now around 400 yards passing on the season. This is not an Everman. I mean, Everman traditionally has been a run-first team, and very balanced offense. And the first big play of the night is through the air.
And that was such a key for this defense against Birdville. And well, it's just unfortunate because, as we just said, Utorka is a split second away from forcing a punt, getting the ball right back. But instead, Everman's knocking on the door. And the way this game felt really through this entire first quarter, Grapevine was in control, but one big play has come back to bite you. And now you really got to bear down to keep him out of the end zone.
And that was the key tonight on that we saw last week against Birdville. And that big play has him right on the doorstep at the 1-yard line of a 2-back formation. Page and Bedford are the running backs. The sophomore, and he's in. Everman's on the board first. Neiman Page's second touchdown of the year.
Page will get the touchdown, but that one's set up by that 53-yard touchdown. Roberts to Carter, 53-yard pass to get him down to the 1-yard line. As Everman strikes first, and Grapevine will have to play from behind.
Off the right foot of Julian Almanza is good, and Everman has got a 7-0 lead. 2:08 to go here in the first quarter. This is Mustang front.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough.
From Princeton Roberts to Carl Carter, and that got Everman down to the 1-yard line, and then Page does the rest with his second touchdown. So 7-0 Bulldogs with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. Mustangs have moved offensively in their first two drives. This kick is short towards the sidelines and out of bounds, and Grapevine again is going to get good field position. The second kickoff for the Bulldogs that has gone to the sideline.
Well, this is where they started that first drive. The 30-yard line. Had really good field position to begin the ball game and got it deep. So need to find themselves a little bit. Jalen Holmes settled down a little bit, had a rough second drive.
By Holmes, it was called back for a holding. Mustangs, in fact, tonight, two big penalties. One, a personal foul on defense, and the other with the hold. First down and 10 for Grapevine. Contreras is in the pistol behind Holmes. Just over 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. To go back to the ground, Contreras looking for a little bit of a seam. Not much there, just on the extra effort to the 40. Gain of 4. It is a ball control offense, not really built around the big play capability. But you did see some more of the big plays last week.
But even that play right there is important because you're not starting behind the chains. You're not starting 2nd and 9 all the way back to 2nd and 16 that we've seen tonight. You've got 2nd right there in the medium zone, about 5 yards or so, and every play is still at your disposal. You feel good with 3rd down and what your options could be here.
2nd and 5. Holmes in trouble. Sack. Back at the 33 as Robert McMillan came storming through. There is that district defensive newcomer of the year last year just as a sophomore.
Yeah, Holmes in the shotgun. He had Contreras to his right. Nobody picks him up. Right down the gut for McMillan. And somebody, guarantee you the plan was not to have McMillan unblocked going at Jalen Holmes.
3rd down and 11 now for Grapevine. Well, Holmes made plays in the passing game last week in situations like this, but this is not the spot that they desire to be in. Not really necessarily an offense built around 3rd and long situations. Here is Holmes out of a 2-receiver set. Tight end is up top. Holmes looks, throws a little quick pass out in the flat. Nothing there. Caught by DJ Wright. His first catch of the year, only for 2, and it's a 3 and out.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. It was as good as that. First play was you get some positive yards, you're sitting good at 2nd and 5, and all of a sudden you're behind the chains again. And, like you mentioned, it's an offense that is not really built for 3rd and long. So after that promising start into this first quarter, you sort of stumble into the end if you're Grapevine.
Clock stopped at 29 seconds. Holmes to punt. Back deep is Strickland. It's another high, short kick. Strickland telling everybody to get away from it. Takes a Mustangs bounce as Holmes will get the benefit of the turf right there. It's picked up at the 31-yard line. So you've got 19 seconds left on the clock here in this first quarter. Everman ready to get the football back after marching 59 yards on their last drive for a touchdown. They've got a 7-0 lead with 19 seconds left to go.
I think sometimes you forget Jalen Holmes has that good leg back there as the punter. He had 2 punts in the 4th quarter last week that he pinned Birdville inside the 10-yard line. I believe, and I think you probably do too, at some point you're going to see that fake punt with Jalen Holmes in a situation that really matters.
And here comes Everman, led by Princeton Roberts. He's responsible for the one big play so far on the pass. Carl Carter. 19 seconds left to go in. Grapevine shifting up front defensively. Page, the sophomore, strung out by Gormley. Here comes the rest of that Grapevine defense. Page stays on his feet, though, and somehow turns that into a gain of 3, and there's a flag. Over on that sideline of Everman, and if that is another personal foul, that's going to give Everman a first down. What looked like was going to be a loss of yardage is now going to get Everman, if that in fact is what the penalty is, it's going to get them close to midfield.
No matter what a strong run by Neiman Page. See how many hands get on, how many tackles he's got to break. There's the first one. 2 more guys that can't get him down. A third. And it took 4 or 5 guys before finally the tackle was made by Bradley Boozer. Boy, they were so close to the sideline. I would have liked to seen that flag just be put up. I don't think Boozer, you can't really fault the guy. He's trying to bring down a guy who just broke 5 tackles and didn't realize exactly where he was on the sideline, and that's a big break if you're Everman to get the ball at midfield.
All the way to the 50. Now with 11 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Everman on the move again. Now a bunch of receivers up top. Roberts, the junior quarterback, in the gun, motions Page out. And they come with a little end around and a big hit at the 45-yard line. It took Carl Carter off of his feet. A tackle made by Powers. Gormley was also there. That's the final play of the first quarter. One in the books here in Grapevine at Mustang Panther Stadium. The Everman Bulldogs have got a 7-0 lead here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. No. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough.
Grapevine, Texas, Friday night, mid-September. Reagan Rackler, Brendan Smith with it this evening in a 7-0 Everman lead, and now the Bulldogs moving into Grapevine territory at the 45.
Yeah, big chance, Reagan, big chance here for this defense. Step up, make a statement, get a stop, and keep Everman from putting a 2-score lead on you.
Taylor's the receiver to watch in the slot. Roberts to throw. They set up the screen. That's a dangerous pass. Page nearly took a big hit from Powers. Smart move right there by number 13, Powers, the outside linebacker, to not hit a defenseless Page.
Yeah, you could see Thomas Powers, he got about a 10 or 15-yard head start because of that throw. It was a very dangerous throw from Princeton Roberts, lobbing that one towards the sideline.
He just threw up a rainbow of a pass. So here's 3rd down. And 5 for Everman. Roberts from the gun. Watch for Page, running back, just in behind. Roberts just off to his right. Quick pass. Can't cut up field. Good open field tackle by the corner on the top side right there. Outstanding job. That corner in Ashton Player.
Oh, I might have given you the wrong number. Actually, excuse me, that was Carlos McKay.
McKay, the safety that came down. Yeah, 7 on that tackle. Big stop right there.
That's a great shot from our camera to see right there what Carlos McKay saw. And he reads that well, makes the tackle. Not always easy from the secondary to make that play and to force the punt. They're faking it.
It is a fake. Page running and tackled at nearly midfield. Tatum Evans sniffed it out. Great job by that Grapevine special teams unit to not allow Everman to pop that one and keep this drive alive. That's a momentum changer.
Yeah, another situation where I'm not sure if it was a design fake. The snap was low, and Page had to do everything he could to try to escape. Oh, another break there, this time for Grapevine. Great field position, their best field position to begin a drive.
And from the 49, they've had decent field position. They started at the 44 on their opening drive. And after the second drive at the 22, they opened up the third drive at the 30. They've missed a field goal. They've punted twice. The last possession was a 3-and-out. So here at the 49-yard line, They'll operate. Two backs stacked right in behind Holmes. And Graham, the freshman, Contreras, the senior. Right is the H-back to the left of the formation. Holmes tosses. Contreras gets outside, down the sideline. Stewart with a good block at about the 30, and Holmes on a great pitch to Contreras has got the ball deep into Everman territory.
I love that. First of all, great run by Julian Contreras. There was a flag, another flag. Oh, man.
The holding on Grapevine.
Boy, Grapevine just can't catch a break. He had a great run by Contreras. I was just about to say, with Luke Stewart out there leading that charge, he had just gotten a holding call earlier in the ball game. He does a good job of avoiding the hold there, but there was a hold earlier in the play. So it's been a bit sloppy for the Mustangs tonight.
Wholesale changes for Grapevine. As Graham and Wright come off, along with Kel Thompson. So now you've got a first down and 20 from the 39. Single back is Graham. Holmes in the gun. Quick pass is caught by Boozer. Boozer up to the 47. That is Boozer's. It is his first catch of the year.
And that was a similar play that was the bread and butter for this offense at times last week. That quick out towards the sideline, picking up 8, 9, 10 yards. Now, as you try to get all that yardage back, that's really not a bad first down play. A couple more of those, and you're in shouting distance there for 3rd and short. So, yeah, gave yourself a chance here at 2nd and 13.
Mustangs will operate with 4 wides now. Dallas Davis has come in the slot at the bottom.
You got one guy uncovered there up top.
And we'll mix up in the backfield. Holmes turned to his left and Gormley was to his right. A busted play results in a loss. They'll mark it at the 47. It's going to leave Grapevine at 3rd and 12.
And never a good feeling when you turn to hand the ball off and your running back's on the backside, on the other side. There you not sure if it would have been a play action or if it would have been a run there for Contreras, but more struggles here for Grapevine.
I believe that was Boozer maybe in the backfield right there. So it's 3rd down and 12 for Grapevine. Play clock ticking down. They may want to take a timeout. Mustangs do take a timeout. It's their first. 9:16 to go in the first. 3rd down and 12 when we come back. This is Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
3rd down and 12 coming up for Grapevine. 9:16 to go in this second quarter.
Haven't found the rhythm that you had in that first drive. It started with an RPO, and you had a quick pass from Jalen Holmes, and everything was working. And since a bad snap on a field goal, nothing's been going right.
Got to get to the 41 of Everman. This drive started right at almost midfield. Holmes looking. Throws as he's hit. Open. Pass caught. First down. Yardage. And then some. Down inside the 30-yard line on a great throw. What a strike for the wideout Luke Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart just broke open on that slant. Good protection around Jalen Holmes, and we'll see him here. Quickly gets rid of the football, and Stewart a nice run after the catch, getting inside the 30.
Holmes stood in there and took a shot on that throw. So 1st down and 10 at the Bulldogs 29. They were down here on their opening drive and missed a 44-yard field goal. At 1st and 10 at the 29 out of a 2-back set. Holmes on the option gives to Graham. Stood up and wrapped up by Robert McMillan, who's all over the field right now.
I wonder how many times we're going to see that formation towards the rest of the season with Graham, the guy that could get the the ball up the middle, and then if you pull it, you have Contreras on the outside with Jalen Holmes. That's a really interesting lineup that I think we're going to see more and more of as the year progresses.
Did not pick up anything on that first down, so 2nd down and 10. 4th drive of the night here for Grapevine. Looking for their first points.
Those medium posts have been there so far in the first half.
Single receivers each side. Contreras behind Holmes. The give. There's a lot of room there for Contreras. Tackled around the ankles at the 25-yard line. Another great open field tackle. He was brought down by Aurelio Barron, the outside linebacker.
And they run it behind big number 71 and Daniel Campos. Then you see coming up there to add the block and Taden Sneed. And yeah, opened up. Contreras, solid drive there, 3rd and medium.
3rd down and 5. Booz the receiver up top. Everman with a 4-man front. McMillan's been very active here in the first half, the defensive tackle. Holmes on the give to Graham, wrapped up. And again, there's Robert Busby. The defensive tackles tonight have been all over the place. Busby and McMillan. Now it's a 4th down and 3, and the decision is to bring Moreland and the field goal unit out.
Yeah, they tried from 46 earlier and couldn't get the snap down and could not get the kick off. So try one from about 41 here.
Moreland 2 of 5 on the year. This would be a long for him this year. No breeze. Out of the hold of going. Good snap and hold. He's got the leg, but it looks like he hooked it left, and he did. So a missed field goal from 41. Grapevine has missed 2 field goals, and they still have not put any points on the board.
Now you could see the leg, plenty of it. Just yanked it, and so points left on the board after a couple of promising plays, just not able to finish drives so far tonight. But got a chance to maybe force a quick 3 and out and tilt the field back in your favor.
So Everman at their own 23-yard line will start this drive. This is their worst starting field position of the night. From the 23, Mustangs again shifting from a 4-man front to 3 down. The handoff Page, and he is stoned, and Page just keeps those legs driving. Well, you got to swarm tackle him, and they do that. There is no gain. The second wave got it.
Oh boy, Page just, he runs with so much just intensity. They don't have his weight listed, but man, he is just a force. The first guy really has a hard time bringing him down. The first 4 or 5 guys have a hard time bringing him down.
You know, he's only a sophomore. Everman has traditionally had great running backs throughout the history of their program. I think you're watching the next guy waiting in the wings here. Here's Page again. Spinning, driving. He's to the 30. Well, he's got to gang tackle him, and he leaves the Bulldogs about 3rd and 3 coming up.
No, but he's slow to get up. He's in some pain, it looks like. Yeah, he's limping off to the sideline. That's a tough break for the Bulldogs.
So Neiman Page comes off. Damian Bedford is onto the field. Bedford is a sophomore. You got 2 sophomore running backs here. Think about the youth of this Everman team. A junior quarterback in Roberts, 2 sophomore running backs. So Bedford, who has 87 yards rushing on the season, is in 3rd and 3. Whistles blow. They won't get this one off. Either movement or maybe the play clock.
Play clock was at 6.
And maybe movement up front. It is on Everman. The penalty yardage has been lopsided tonight. It's Grapevine, well over 50 yards penalties. One of the first tonight for Everman.
Well, and the penalties have come at just really tough times for Grapevine as well. That's what's really hurt.
3rd down and 8. Roberts has thrown for over 400 yards on the season. He's completed 74% of his passes. So the situation here that he's not uncomfortable with. 3rd down and 8. Inside 5.5 minutes. They spread it out with 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Now Grapevine rushes 4. Roberts going to throw up a prayer one-on-one towards the sideline. Leaping catch is made by Carl Carter. How in the world did he come down with that football at the 45, and he's all the way down inside the 35 to the 34.
There's no way he caught that football. What a play by the senior in Carl Carter. As he brings down, you called it a prayer, and you're right, Roberts just heaves it. I thought the ball was going to go way out of bounds. You see the coverage there by Ashton Player, and somehow, some way, Carl Carter comes up with that catch. That's the catch of the year so far.
Came in the night, 9 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. He's had a big first half. First down and 10. Roberts going to throw it again. This time, put some pace on it. Catch is made into the clear. There are no flags. Touchdown to Kendrick Kennedy, the sophomore, and the Bulldogs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead.
Boy, everything changed with that prayer that was answered on the bomb down the right side of the field. And Everman now suddenly picking apart this Grapevine defense, and this is a big 4:37 to end the half. Everman gets the football to begin the third quarter. And Grapevine's in some trouble here. Again, this last drive is going to be really important here to end the first half.
14-0. Everman with the lead. 4:37 left to go. Grapevine desperately need to get this offense going. This is Mustangs football. Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
14-0. Everman after that 34-yard strike from Princeton Roberts to Kendrick Kennedy. But really the big play of this drive, outside of that touchdown, was another one through the air on a 3rd and long to Carl Carter.
41-yard pass on sort of a prayer from Princeton Roberts. Carter makes the catch, and one play later, it's Kendrick Kennedy who is celebrating in the end zone. So 14-0 hole here for Grapevine. You got to show some guts here. Punch right back.
Short kick. This comes down, it's fair caught at the 35 by Tatum Evans. The field position hasn't been the issue tonight. They've started in decent field position. They've moved the ball twice. They've been deep into Everman territory, but nothing to show for it so far. And you got 4:37 left to go.
Well, the 2 things, or one of the 3 things I should say that we talked about, our second key was limiting that big play. And just a quick look here, you've given up a 53-yard pass, a 41-yard pass, a 31-yard touchdown pass. So that big play has plagued Grapevine once again today.
So Holmes and company with the offense back on the field at the 36. On 1st and 10 out of a 2-back set. Contreras on the give. Stacked up. Gain of a couple.
And just not a lot of room to run. And times they have busted it. It's been penalties that have brought it back. Holmes, a big run that was called back. Contreras the same way. So Everman, a team that came in, we talked about giving up about 400 yards of total offense. Outside of those first 5, 6, 7 plays of that first drive, they have been solid defensively.
And they've given up 42 points per game. Now, a big part of that was last week against Stephenville. But, a team that has given up chunks of yardage.
Yeah,
here's a toss, Contreras. And a good block. Contreras into the secondary, runs over a man at the 45, and lowers his shoulders. Again, he's up to the 40.
And gets right in the face of LeBron Bowdy. As the junior defensive back takes the shot from the senior running back. That's a sign to let you know the Mustangs are still here. Full head of steam. There's that 5'8 frame. Don't let that fool you. Bounces off a tackle and then delivers the hit there out of bounds.
Outstanding run by Contreras. He's taken over the reins from DeMontrez Dunn, who was an outstanding running back last year, lost to graduation. Now you've got a wild formation here with 3 down linemen. The pass out in the flat to Boozer. Everman's not full. It's all about alignment right there as they spread it out with linemen all over the field. And who else but Robert McMillan to make that tackle.
Like at least the imagination. Didn't work out there as Everman not fooled. They go with that speedster opportunity. Had Bradley Stanier in there offensively as well. You see him jogging off the sideline. Brady Boozer, we've seen him offensively a few times. He comes off as well.
That's that swinging gate almost type formation you'll see teams use in extra points and field goals just to see if the defense respects it. If they don't line up right, they can gash you, but Everman was ready. Here's a second down and 15. The option, left. Outside, Stewart. Got a block, turns the corner. Stewart run out. And marking back at the 37.
We got another flag down at midfield. This one may be coming back again.
And it's on Everman. Here, a personal foul face mask. So Grapevine gets their first break of the night when it comes to the laundry on the field.
Well, my reaction there was based on the reaction of the coaching staff. I think they thought they were going to get flagged again.
Well, typically, too, you see that flag thrown in the Grapevine backfield at the 50. I'm with you. Thought I was holding myself. But at the 22. It's the third time Grapevine has been down here inside the 25, looking for their first points. Well, this is a must right here. 2:13 to get points, preferably a touchdown to get back in this ballgame. Get some momentum into the locker room. The toss right. There is a penalty mark. Stewart running right. Good chance this one's coming back.
I'm going to guess an illegal formation call. I think the illegal shift is what they went with.
So it will come back. So much of Bob DeBessa's offense is built around a number of formations, getting defenses misaligned. That was a new wrinkle right there that we saw.
And had some success, but may have had success because they had a guy that got a head start moving out to the right as the lead blocker. So when Grapevine has had the positive yardage, there seems to be that one play that stops it, and then they haven't been able to get back on track. They get knocked off their moorings a little bit here. They need to get things going again and not settle for a long field goal here to end the half.
2nd and 15, the toss right. Turn on the corner. That is Bryce Frederick. And they're putting the football in some different guys' hands tonight out of the backfield. Frederick's first carry, and now here comes almost a line change for Grapevine with substitutions.
Frederick got a good head of speed. Knocked out of bounds now inside the 20. Yeah, one of the few times that we've seen the ball in his hands.
Second down. Very manageable 7 here. Clock stopped at 1:37 after Frederick got out of bounds. Holmes with the play clock at 5. Looking, throwing, wide open. Boozer breaks a tackle at the 10, shoved out. He was one shove away from getting down the sidelines. Jari Stafford threw him out.
Yeah, I love it. Get it to a playmaker on the outside in space and let him go one-on-one, and he nearly takes it to the house. Got to finish the drive, as we've talked about. 91 ticks here really changes the feel of this thing going into the half.
At the 5-yard line. They've had 2 missed field goals in the first half. But this is the closest they've been down to the 5. The running back right. You got a Wildcat formation here with Cooper Towery in at the quarterback spot, and Everman's defensive coordinator and Josh Cronkite wanted to talk about that. We saw Towery last week come in the Wildcat, and he kept it both times. He's got a weapon to his right there in Contreras, so he's got some options, but interesting to see if they come back out with Towery.
Yeah, and last week when he came out, I don't believe there was ever, as you said, there was ever a time where he handed the ball off. It was just that straight quarterback dive and gained decent yardage. So, 1st and goal from the 5 could be a time that you dial that up, but now after the timeout, Jalen Holmes back there around that huddle, but we'll see if it's him or if it is Towery who comes out at the quarterback position. It looks like Towery, as you can see at the bottom of your screen there, is Jalen Holmes walking off the field. He won't be off the field for long, you would think, but the plan here is let's get Towery in the end zone.
Now 1:31 left to go. Everman with a 2-touchdown lead. A touchdown here seems just crucial almost a must. Of course, Everman's going to get the football back. Big play capability. First things first, here's Towery. Back onto the field. We've got the H-back right, left. Right's in to the left of the formation. Got a tight end up top. On first and goal. Towery. That long count. Gonna take it, run left. He's in easily. Nobody got a hand on him. Cooper Towery with the touchdown. And the Mustangs on the board, down 14-6.
I had to think they knew it was coming. And Towery just goes to the left side of that line and punches it through a great read. And there's that battle of the line of scrimmage won by Grapevine. And they are able to get themselves right back in this thing.
Moreland's extra point out of the hole to Ryland going is good. Mustangs with a very crucial touchdown on the board. 1:27 left to go in the first half. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
It's Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax in style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
you're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
Second quarter tonight brought to you by the Compass Church. Grapevine scoring their first points tonight. 6-yard touchdown run by Cooper Towery as a drive that started back at their own 36-yard line.
That's a gutsy drive right there. Nothing has really gone Grapevine's way. And if you're able to keep Everman off the scoreboard, you can start telling yourself, hey, we didn't play a great first half and we're only down a touchdown.
Here's the return. Big hit at the 16-yard line. Thomas Powers. I say Powers, it was not Powers. It wasn't 13, it was 33. That's Maddox Broyles with a big hit on the special teams.
He just got another one, too. He jumps up against Adam Bordovsky and nearly takes him down celebrating. So Grapevine's got a couple of timeouts. It'll be interesting to see how they elect to play this with 1:22 left. You're so deep in your territory if you're Everman. You would think they want to run the football, but they've also struck on some big plays, so do they take a chance?
Charles Wheeler's defense, first-year defensive coordinator. He came over from W.T. White. And off the board with 1:22 left to go until the break. Dangerous quarterback in Roberts, who has slung it all over the field here in the first half. Out of the benefit, he's had some great catches made by his. Look out. Still on his feet. Page at the 35, still breaking tackles, and finally he's corralled at the 38. He nearly broke that one.
You know, this is pretty similar to the end of last week's half against Birdville. You had it where you had a chance to be within single digits and end up giving up a big play and a big touchdown late in the first half. So they might have been thinking, hey, let's just see what we can get on first down with our running back in Page, and they got quite a bit. The clock's still ticking. They've only got one timeout.
Roberts stands in the pocket, hit as he throws it deep down the middle, incomplete. He had Brandon Taylor there, the leading receiver for the Bulldogs, and he was a step away from making that catch.
That's a scary thing because these wide receivers have pretty consistently been able to get behind the secondary. Another situation, too, with Roberts where he's got to show that he can step up and take a hit and still deliver a ball way downfield. Luckily, a little bit off target, and it doesn't come back to bite Grapevine.
A second down and 10, clock stopped at 43 seconds. They got to hurry here. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. They do have that one timeout.
There's no sense of urgency. I don't know if they realize where the play clock's at.
Clock's at 3, down at 2, at 1. They're not going to get this off.
It's at 0. No one's blowing the whistle.
Nobody's blowing the whistle. The referees don't know it. That was a good 5 seconds almost. Here's Page. Page breaks a couple of tackles, and look out. Boy, a play that probably shouldn't have happened. Finally tackled at the 31. I don't know how they missed that. Play clock was at 0 for at least 3-4 seconds.
Unless they had reset it and didn't tell the game clock operator, but And normally there's a little bit of leeway when you hit 0, but not there. Boy, big chunk plays, and it's all been on the ground, and it has all been Neiman Page.
Sophomore running back came in tonight, leading rusher, almost 200 yards. He's very well close to 300 on the season now. Roberts, pass, incomplete to Carter. Boy, that was dangerously behind the line of scrimmage. And,
they've gotten a lot of plays, but they're not running a hurry-up offense. You're down to 8 seconds. You're almost out of time. As Everman got those 2 huge plays, but then they almost acted like the clock had stopped.
Got 8 seconds left in the first half. And they'll take maybe a shot right here at the end zone. Look for Carter, bottom of your screen, number 3. Ashton players in press coverage. Roberts is looking that direction. They're going to sling it out to the running back. In Bedford, he makes a man miss. The clock is at 3, down to 2. They get a timeout. And the clock shows 0. See if they put a second or 2 back on this play clock. Looks like it is. They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. Almanza has not attempted a field goal this year. And if they were to attempt one here, you're looking about 39 yards.
Yeah, we've seen 2 relatively long attempts for Grapevine, although only one of them they were able to get off. They had the 46-yarder that was going to be attempted, a bad snap, and then you had the miss on the 41-yard field goal. So as good as this drive, that last drive was for Grapevine, you're not going to feel as good about it unless you're able to keep this at a 7-point game going into the half.
And that is a kind of prevent package here. Nickel look for Grapevine.
No, they're not trying the field goal. They're going to have to go to the end zone.
Yeah, Rob, it tells you about Almanza's leg and what they feel confident they feel in him from anything maybe beyond 30 yards. So 2 backs, Page and Bedford are the backs. Roberts going to heave this towards the end zone. Throws it up. There's a little push in the back. Maybe they got away with it. The intended receiver was Carter. It's incomplete, and that ends the first half. Everman struck for the first 14. Grapevine on their last drive. A 5-yard touchdown run by Cooper Towery. The Mustangs are in it. It's 14-7 Everman. As we go to the break, this is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
And Gustavo Manriquez on trumpet. The section of the week is the percussion section. The directors of the Everman Band program are Shane Johnson, Willem Gilbert, Dan Madrano, Matt Olmstead, Tyler Heltzel, and Gary Locke. under the direction of drum major Chance Manuel and Every Enrique.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to Steve and Sue Style. Please welcome to the field the Grapevine Phillies and their dance partners. Officers for the Phillies dance team are Captain Ava Shondell, First Lieutenant Claire Stacy, Senior Lieutenant Reagan Callahan, Senior Lieutenant Hannah Marchbanks, Junior Lieutenant Amelia Crowder, Junior Lieutenant Yvonne Pippa, Philly social officers are President Ainsley Alexander, Vice President Rosie Toohey, Historian Caroline Loomis, Co-Chancellor Callie Rainwater, and Co-Chancellor Dory Clark Miller. This week's Spirit Girl is Cindy Wallace and her partner, Kane Wallace. Rookie of the Week is Emma Reynolds and her partner, Jeremiah Reynolds. And our Philly Honor Girl is Dory Clark Miller and her partner, Jason Clark Miller. School is proud to present the 2024 edition of the award-winning Grapevine Mustangs Band. This evening, the Mustang Band will present parts 1 and 2 of their show entitled Tommy Long Boy. And now, under the field direction of drum majors Nate Cryatt, Elizabeth Harlan, and Maya Bed, the Mustang Band. Your Mustangs band. The very non-Mission band is under the direction of James Reese, Ryan Andre, and Brandon Slate. The percussion is directed by Gail Hines and Katie Joe. The color guard is directed by Ryan Bender. The principal of Grapevine High School is Dr. Alex Singers, and the director of Fine Arts for Grapevine College LIC is Dr. Paul Sykes. A special thank you to our corporate sponsors, Acton Law Firm, Peace Corps Barbecue, and Nerds to Go. Thanks to our sponsors, community, and thanks to our continued support. And as always, go Mustangs!
For GCISC membership fans, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Peace Corps Barbecue for sponsoring our music programs. You can get Peace Corps' delicious barbecue sandwiches now, available at the concession stands, along with a variety of other tasty treats.
Grapevine Oil Alliance is currently in a position to generate $6 million in additional revenue for a voter-approved tax application election. Review. This election asks residents to consider a 3-cent increase to the maintenance and operations tax rate, which can be used to fund teacher salaries, student programs, and other day-to-day operations.
Back to Mustang Panthers Stadium where it's 14-7. Everman on top of Grapevine as we get ready for the third quarter. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith. Our statistician Mason Mears. Look at those first half stats. For Grapevine offensively on the ground, 19 carries for 73 yards. And then through the air, Jalen Holmes, 7 of 10, 66 yards. Grapevine goes for 139 in the first half. Everman, you look at them, pretty balanced. 14 carries, 75 yards. Neiman Page, 8 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. But it's really in the passing game that has been the telltale sign of this game. 5 of 10 for 135 yards through the air.
Yeah, and if you break that down, that's 27 yards per reception for this Everman offense. And that just goes right into what Coach Bob DeBest told us all week, is that we've got to limit the big play. And when you look at the 2 touchdown drives that Everman put together, they gave up a 31-yard pass, a 41-yard pass, and a 53-yard pass. So that big play has come back to bite them. Again, you only complete 5 yards, and you've given up 135 in the ground. That's the big play comes back to get you. So needing to shore that up, as frustrating at times as that first half was, you're only down a score. Grapevine's still right in this ballgame.
Everman's outgained Grapevine 210 to 139. Also a major statistic in that first half that's played a huge role for Grapevine. 5 penalties, 55 yards, and those were in crucial spots.
Yeah, the Jalen Holmes run that would have put you deep in territory, and then Julian Contreras did the same thing in the second quarter, got deep into Everman territory, and that one got turned around. So a lot of self-inflicted wounds for the Mustangs, but a chance to wipe all that away as we start the second half.
Cade Moreland's kickoff comes down just in front of the goal line, about 2 yards at the 2-yard line, hurdling a man, then a big hit at the 20. Stay on his feet. He'll be at the 20-yard line is where Everman will take over first down and 10. Here comes that offense led by Princeton Roberts, who was 5 of 10 for $135 in the first half. There's a penalty marker at the 34-yard line on Everman's side of the field. Everman had 4 penalties for 30 yards in the first half. He had a personal foul, and it's on Grapevine. Boy, that is an atrocious way to start this second half. And you know that's something that Bob DeBest addressed in the locker room with a first play right out of the gates here to begin the second half is a 15-yard penalty. That's going to put Everman in decent field position.
And you got to think, too, with these young kids that I'm sure it was a fiery speech. They want to come out and they want to make a statement immediately, and unfortunately just a little bit too overzealous and immediately giving up. It would have been really probably the worst starting field position for Everman today, but instead they push it up to around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, their worst prior to that had been at the 31, so that would have been at the 25. Now instead it's at the 35. First down and 10 for Roberts and company. The give to Page, and he is wrapped up. Nice tackle right there by Thomas Powers. Gain of 2. And a lot of movement in that defensive front line for Grapevine. That Charles Wheeler just has that front constantly shifting from 3 down linemen to 4 and vice versa. And Evans is a stand-up defensive end at the bottom of your screen. Quick pass wide open, close to the sticks. Question was, Strickland at the mark? He's going to be a yard short, so a 3rd and 1.
Well, I'm not an offensive coordinator. I've never been accused of being one, but I would say, Neiman Page, here's the football. Go get me a yard.
If I were Everman, 30, I'm with you.
If I were Everman's offensive coordinator.
They'll put 16 in maybe as a decoy. Bedford he's had 4 carries, but I'm with you. For my money, Neiman Page is the guy. 8 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. It is Bedford. Bedford is tackled at the line of scrimmage. Well, that's Braden. That's Stanier that was there. Bradley Stanier made that stop. They went to Bedford instead, and they are short of the first. Ty Bishop, the offensive coordinator, now a decision to make here.
Yeah, you can almost read through the body language from Neiman Page. His arms, you see him right there. Arms go straight up in the air, trying to wonder, what are we doing? Great stop there by Grapevine. That's really conservative. I would be very careful here of a fake. You got Page there in the backfield. It's 4th and very short.
Back to punt.
I may just play man coverage here.
Page's kick short. Powers was hit. Ball's loose at the 26. Boy, the question was, Strickland comes up with it. I believe Strickland may have been blocked into Powers, and he recovered that ball. There are no penalty markers. The officials are discussing it across the way, but right now it stands as a turnover.
Oh, I think when you're seeing Davis come in, Davis was the one that initiated the contact. Davis comes in and pushes Strickland, and Davis is the one that runs into him. So, boy, not the start you expected after you were able to get this thing within a touchdown at half. And his coaching staff is not happy on the sideline right now.
So Everman on first down. Roberts on that first down, out of bounds. And a loss, big loss on first down.
I wasn't sure if he got the ball out or not. Yeah, they're going to say he steps out of bounds, so a big loss there. He's going to take another look at it here. Lots of time initially, then the breakdown here. He's directing traffic, and I guess as he threw that football, they say he got it out, but just out of bounds.
Second down at the 34 of Grapevine. It's the first turnover of the night on that fumble on the punt return. Now the screen sets it up. This is Carter at a big first half. Swarm of Mustangs there on the stop. Back close to the original line of scrimmage. Should bring up a third down and 11. Carter was the go-to guy in the first half. 3 catches for 93 yards.
Well, we saw before that it does not appear that a field goal, maybe of any distance, is much of an option. So probably expect this to be 4-down territory if you're Everman. Don't have to pick it all up right now.
Third and 11. Bunch of receivers left. Page motions out. Davis goes with him. Roberts to throw. Going deep on the right side. One-on-one coverage. Jump ball, and it is caught for a touchdown. Barrington Strickland almost on his back hauled that in. Was it Strickland or was it Carter? It may have been Carter.
I think it was Carter.
It is 3 and not 2. It's Carl Carter. Who else? What a ball game he's had.
This has been the offense. Just heave it up and let a receiver make a play, and Carter does. He had 25 Linnell Randolph all over him, and now a muff on the snap.
Roberts in trouble, looking, got a man down there, open, held on to it. Oh my. Robert McMillan juggled that football, got it, and kept his feet in bounds. A disastrous start to the second half. It all started on the opening kick on a penalty, and then a turnover on the punt, and then Everman turns it in to 8 points. 22-7, Bulldogs with 8:54 to go in the third. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
It's Stacy's Labor Day sale, and this year we're celebrating by giving you our biggest savings of the season.
Relax and style for less. We have power reclining sofas starting at $8.98 and power sectional starting at only $29.98.
And get your best night's sleep on our new rocking adjustable base. That's right, Stacy's is the first to offer this brand new technology, and trust me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Shop today during Stacy's Labor Day sale, and remember, if you're shopping at Stacy's,
you're shopping with family, and you're not burning money.
It's 22-7, Everman now. As Grapevine's getting ready to get the football. What should be their second possession. They fumbled a punt. They had the ball right back to Everman. They've not had the ball in this third quarter. They're now down 2 scores. At 22-7. This kickoff comes down at the 12-yard line, taken by Dallas Davis. He is up to the 26. That's where Grapevine will set up our third quarter tonight, brought to you by Classic Chevrolet. Here comes Grapevine's offense, is now a sense of urgency starting to set in.
Well, a couple of our keys have not gone the way of the Mustangs tonight. One was special teams. You got 2 missed field goals. You've got the muff punt that directly leads to a touchdown, and then on that 28-yard touchdown pass, at least by my count, that's the 4th play of at least 28 yards or more given up through the air by this Grapevine defense tonight.
What a ball game Carl Carter is having at receiver, closing in on 150 yards. First down and 10 at the 26-yard line. They motion Stewart into the backfield. Now two backs with Stewart and Contreras. It's Contreras. Got a nice hole, and he's up to the 32. Pick up a 6.
Don't have to panic at all. You've got a lot of time left. You've proven at times tonight you can move the football. That's a solid gain on first down. Get that methodical ball control offense back. Put some points on the board.
Break the huddle with 20 seconds on the play clock, so plenty of time here for Holmes. Two-back look, Graham and Contreras. There's Holmes on 2nd and 4. The pass, that long, quick out is incomplete. He was looking up top for Kel Thompson.
Yeah, he had a lot of pressure on him, but he looked at one receiver and one receiver only, and that was a dangerous pass. Even if the ball is caught, it's not going to be a very long game.
So 3rd down and 4 for Grapevine. Clock stopped, 8:01 to go. Holmes looking to the sideline. Jeffrey Hyde, the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs in his 3rd year. Bob DeBess, head coach. Grapevine, his 2nd season. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Holmes, gonna throw. Pass, caught, nearly picked off. Instead, it's Stewart who has it, and he's up the sidelines and into Everman territory.
That was Jari Stafford who nearly had the interception. He had hands on his helmet after the play. Could not believe it went through his fingers, but Stewart makes the play. Good job of tight roping that sideline to get into Everman territory.
So at the 47. Down inside 8 minutes to go in the 3rd. DJ Wright, the H-back right. Out of a 2-back look. Holmes on the give to Contreras. Hard-earned yardage up to the 40. Stacked up. He's still
you got to love that.
My goodness. Contreras still going. Well, you got to almost put your whistle in your pocket as a referee when Contreras is running the football. You just can't give up on him, and he drove that pile a good 7-8 yards.
That is a strong run, but you've got a Mustang down on the near side of the field. And he is down in some pain.
Clock stops, 7:41 to go with that man down at midfield. Hard to tell who went down. That might be a lineman. Cooper Towery is getting ready to come back in at quarterback for Jalen Holmes. It's not a lineman. It's Graham. Once he gets up, you can see the 39 on his back. That's Jake Graham, the freshman running back.
And based on body language, you're wondering if that's a case of just the wind getting knocked out of you. He's walking to the sideline. He seems to be fine. And hopefully that's all it was. That's a scary feeling. Even though,
there's nothing you can do about it.
You just got to let it take its course. But, yeah, you feel like you're never going to breathe again.
Young freshman who's got a bright, bright career in front of him. We'll see him back on the field shortly, I'm sure. 1st down and 10 after Contreras' nice run. They loaded up. Tight end left, H-back right. Towery has room off that right side, still keeping those legs churning. They continue to pursue, and Towery continues to do his best impersonation of Julius Contreras. He lost the football, but they're going to say that he did have forward progress at the 30.
Well, they're letting these piles push, aren't they? And Towery gets up flexing. There's a couple of guys, we've talked about Julian Contreras quite a bit, his 5'8" frame. Towery there at 5'10", 180, a slim build, much taller, but he runs with a purpose, with some attitude, and that's some tenacity there from Towery.
2nd down and 8. Towery has the only touchdown tonight for Grapevine on a 5-yard plunge. 2 backs. Contreras running right, gets outside, lowers his shoulder, and he's down inside the 20.
Getting some room now in that running game along the right side. Contreras getting loose. Best the offense has been able to move the football since that opening drive of the first half. I thought momentarily that Contreras was not going to be the option on that pass. I thought Holmes was going to keep it and try the pitch on the other side, but Contreras able to turn that corner.
He's looking for his third straight game rushing of 100 yards.
Seems like he can do just about everything. He just hadn't been able to put the ball in the end zone a whole lot. He's been getting into the goal line and letting others do the finishing touch.
Here he is. Hit immediately and rolled up at about the 14. So he had the touchdown last week. It was called back. They said he stepped out of bounds. Bob DeBest talked in the pregame tonight. You mentioned it as well last week watching the replay that it was very close, but it looked like Contreras stayed in.
And that was such a key moment in the game. Obviously can't go back and take a look at it. I don't know if we had a great sideline shot of it anyways, but where they marked the ball, he was still a good foot inbounds. And it ended up being a big break, but Contreras running the ball well for the third straight week.
Yeah, that would have been his first touchdown. 2nd down and 7. Inside 6 minutes to go in the third. Mustangs on the move. Graham running left at the 10-yard line. Great tackle. Right there. If he gets around that last line of defense, Graham might be in. 3rd and 3.
And Graham around the left side, and it ends up being one of the cornerbacks on the outside, Brandon Humble, who's got to make that play.
Big play right here, and you would think where we are in the third quarter, this very well may be 4-down territory. See if Mustangs can get it here. 3rd and 3. 2 backs, right the H-back right. 1 receiver wide right. Contreras on the give. Tackled right at the line at the 10. Maybe got to the 9. It is going to leave him a short 1 yard. They're going to bring in Moreland. He's missed 2 tonight, and they've been long ones. They've been 1 of 35 and 1 of 41. This will be from 26 from the far hash. To make it a 12-point ball game. Good snap and hole. Moreland gets that one through. The Mustangs, the 26-yard field goal from Moreland, still down 12. 4:35 to go in the third on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. Back to Grapevine, Texas, Mustang Panther Stadium. The district opener, District 3-5A, and Grapevine now down by a score of 22-10 after that 26-yard field goal from Cade Moreland, his 3rd field goal on the season. It'll be Moreland will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Well, now you're looking for the strength of your team in this defense and a bow its neck and make a play here on this offensive drive coming up for Everman. Big night for Princeton Roberts, the quarterback, and his favorite target, Carl Carter. Carter back to receive, stands back at the 10-yard line on the near side. Then up top is Neiman Page. Both dangerous.
And very different types of runners.
Here's Page. He runs a lot like Contreras. He's looking for contact. He is up to the 22.
Can't imagine it's a whole lot of fun trying to bring down Neiman Page when he's got a full head of steam.
They did at that time. Great job of that special teams coverage unit.
And this has to now be the worst starting field position for Everman, correct?
22, you're right. Had been the 30 or own 31 back in the first quarter, but so a chance to keep them on their half of the field. 4:28 to go in the third.
Good time to dial up a turnover here. Get the ball right back in your own territory.
And you say that Everman has been susceptible to turnovers through their first 2 games. They turned the ball over 5 times. A -4 turnover ratio, and here, nothing doing off the right side. Stanier was waiting for him, along with a slew of Mustang defenders.
Yeah, Stanier and associates were there on the tackle.
2nd and 10.
And just look at the pursuit once Stanier gets there. I mean, he might not even been the first guy there. You got Cedric Hicks that was there, but so many blue jerseys just swarming to that football.
Didn't gain a yard. Page, the running back, 2nd and 10. Inside 4 minutes to go in the third. Roberts rolling, looking, setting up, throwing deep. Going for it all. It's a jump ball, and Carter had it, then he dropped it at the 35. It's incomplete. Mustangs one interception. And that is Maddox Broyles, who said he came down with it.
No way.
Conversation. They are going to say it's incomplete.
Okay, I think one official might have said it's the Grapevine coaching staff just about lost their mind, but I thought we could clearly see that ball hitting the turf. What a great adjustment, though. I didn't think Carter had a chance at this ball.
Well, Roberts has thrown in just one jump ball after another tonight. Why not? Number 3's usually come down with it.
I think they're thinking that it might have been an interception.
Yeah, that's
the argument.
That's Broyles that says he was the one that actually came away with it. Here's a 3rd and 10. They empty the backfield. Roberts, a little trickery here. Mustangs do a great job of staying home. Now, don't run him out of bounds right there. There's a penalty marker. Oh, my goodness, that flag came in way late and from behind the play. An official running right towards the play, and the official that threw that flag was behind it, and that right there, I believe on Linnell Randolph, that may cost you a first down.
Well, we're going to get another look at it here. I thought all of the contact was over. Like, you see this? That felt like two guys with just momentum.
I don't think that's the right call.
There's two guys saying things. Who are you going to call the penalty on? I do not agree with that at all. The majority of the contact was over. It's two guys that are fighting for their first win of the season. Nothing really was there. I don't understand that.
Well, Linnell Randolph looked like he obviously made the contact, driving his guy out, but it looked like he kind of pulled off there as he was getting into that sideline. He never threw.
Yeah, and if you throw a flag, I don't see how you can point to just one side and say, well, you're the culprit here. Yeah. That's a tough break.
That extends the drive. First down, open at the 40, turning upfield. Hit out of bounds. Tonight.
Yeah, and you said it too, because it was the first time that we had seen that wrinkle with Roberts running around on the QB keeper, and they read it perfectly. And just the way it's gone tonight, you could feel, and you said it, don't shove him. And almost like the officials were looking for anything there.
At midfield now. Roberts with Page in the backfield. The young sophomore stumbling and driving, breaking tackles, and finally it was Boozer that cleaned him up at about the 46.
Another man down.
It has been a physical battle. That's the center, Brooklyn Miller.
Yeah, Brooklyn Miller.
At least the two-deep chart that Michael Boone, head coach for Everman, gave to us that don't show a backup. Now, there obviously is a backup for Brooklyn Miller, but there's not one listed. So you would be curious what, if he was to come out, what that might do. He's not coming out, though. He's back at the center position. 2nd down and 5. Roberts with pressure. Stands, throws off of his back foot and incomplete.
And when Roberts has had to throw those intermediate routes, hasn't had a ton of success. The success he has is really just almost the modified Hail Mary. Just throw the ball deep and see if Carter can make a play. And why not? We've seen the way that he's adjusted. But when he goes with those type of routes there, Grapevine's done a good job of covering. Just don't get beat deep here on 3rd down.
It's a 3rd and 5. Big play right here. Here comes Yatorka. They pick him up. Roberts, now that pressure breaks is coming from Yatorka. They can't get him. Roberts cut it back against the grain, throws to an open Page. Page, first down to the 38. Boy, Roberts was just playing football in his backyard on that play. Kept it alive and found Page open.
That is just, what are you supposed to do? Everything that Grapevine did there was correct, except they could not bring down the elusive Roberts.
Well, you've got 3 players down. I think Page may be cramping. Trainer's out there with his right leg raised, but you've also got 2 other players, one Grapevine, one Everman Bulldog, that are both on their backs.
Page has looked at times a bit gimpy tonight. You say that.
That's Bradley Stanier.
Yeah, a couple of studs.
Bradley Stanier and Aiden Navarro, the right tackle, Stanier defensive end, and Page the running back, you can tell by the way he's walking that right leg just stiffened up.
You just hate to give up that play there on third down. What an effort from Princeton Roberts to scramble. I'd love to get a stopwatch to see how long he had that ball in his hand before he finally let it go. Just cannot get off the field if you're Grapevine.
So at the 38, 2:28 and rolling in the third. Run right there from Bedford. I'm going to give him the 36 and a gain of 2. Well, Grapevine has to feel like they should have the football right now. The penalty going back earlier in this drive on a 3rd and long, and Leno Randolph called for the personal foul. That kept this drive alive, and now Everman's into Grapevine territory at the 36. Clock ticks down. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Quarterback and Roberts with Bedford in the pistol. Now they're going to throw. Going to take it and run. Great pursuit, and holding on was Cooper Towery. Well, we've seen some good open field tackles tonight on both sides, and that one right there from Towery kept Roberts from getting down the sideline.
That was a scary moment because we saw how elusive Roberts was. But watch number 8 there. You'll see him come towards the bottom of your screen. That is an excellent job of keeping himself right in front of Roberts, not falling for any moves, and makes the tackle and looks exhausted once he does it.
Another huge play right here, 3rd down and 8. Closing in on the final minute of the third quarter. Mustangs bring the blitz. Towery from behind. Roberts throws it on the little slip screen. Carter makes a man miss. Cuts it back at the 20. What a night Carl Carter is having. Into the end zone, and there are no yellow flags. Well, it has been a 2-man show tonight. Princeton Roberts, junior quarterback, and his senior wideout, Carl Carter.
And Grapevine brought the house, and Everman set up perfectly that wide receiver screen. And then the rest of this is just Carl Carter making people miss. That is great vision, great speed. And another touchdown, is 3rd of the day, and another big play, 38-yard touchdown. 4th play of about 30 or more they've given up today through the air.
Now Monza with the extra point. Mustangs in a bit of trouble here. Down 29-10 with 55 seconds to go in the third on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
When you're the #1 Chevy dealer in the world, you have more inventory than anyone. Classic Chevrolet. Last chance through Labor Day only. We're offering model year-end savings early on all new 2024 Chevys. Like new Silverados, 14 grand in total savings. Don't miss out on 24s. 14 grand total savings. It's the final days. New Silverados will sell fast. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
Back to Mustang Panther Stadium. Reagan Ratcliffe, Brendan Smith, Mason Mears, our statistician, giving us some numbers at the break right there. How about what Carl Carter's doing tonight? 6 catches, $162, 2 touchdowns, and his quarterback Roberts, 12 of 18 for 231. That has been the Everman offense tonight.
Yeah, 162 of those 231 to Carter, only about 70 yards to the rest of his receivers. But it's until that last run after the catch, it was just throw it deep, let Carter make an adjustment and make a play there. You see his ability to run after catch.
This kickoff, low, and a line drive out of bounds. Well, somehow, this Mustang offense has got to get that motor churning. Jalen Holmes, 55 seconds to go in the third. It's not a quick strike offense. But that, and as you talked about earlier, just the turnover, being able to get the football back. The penalty was the killer there on that previous drive.
Yeah, massive. And whether we agreed with it or not, the call was made. And there were at least 3 different opportunities Grapevine had there on 3rd down to get Everman off the field. And whether it was penalties or outstanding individual efforts from Everman, they just were not able to get on the sideline, get the ball back in the hands of their offense before the touchdown went on the board.
From their own 30. Just the second possession of the third quarter for Grapevine. Everman's had it 3 times. Wish he had the The fumbled punt return by Grapevine that gave Everman the extra possession. Here's Graham, charges right into the teeth of that defense for a gain of 3.
Oh, Bob DeBest is furious, and I'm with him. There was a Everman Bulldog defensive player that had his head well over the ball. He jumped early by about a full second, and no call was made.
36 seconds left to go in the third.
And you can see Bob DeBest there still having something to say with that line judge.
It's been an active front four tonight for Everman, led by that defensive tackle, Robert McMillan, number 9. Here's a 2nd down and 7. Holmes gives Contreras, got room off right tackle, a stiff arm by Contreras, and then run out of bounds at the 45. Well, look out for the cameraman down there. As Contreras, he just run over everybody.
Contreras checks. Coach Bob DeBest comes over and checks. I think we're all right.
Young lady's right back up, working the camera.
Strong stiff arm, too, from Contreras. Never went all the way down, and she protected the camera.
Number 1.
Man, I don't know what she's getting paid tonight, but she needs a raise.
1st down and 10 at the 44 for Grapevine with 9 seconds left to go. Holmes out of a single receiver set. Contreras bottled up, nothing doing that time. That time it was Barron, the outside linebacker, on the stop. That'll be our final play of the third quarter. Yeah, the Mustangs went to the locker room down 7. They now trail by 19, 29-10. Everman on top as we head to the fourth and final quarter here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Fourth quarter, Mustang Panther Stadium District 3-5A opener for both these teams tonight. And Grapevine and Everman and the Mustangs down 29-10. Holmes in the offense from the 46-yard line. They motion Stewart Thompson for the back into the backfield. And they give Contreras a stutter step, and now he turns his way to the 47 into Everman territory. He's about a yard shy of the first down.
So 3rd and short, another opportunity to potentially give the ball to Contreras. I really don't mind taking a shot here. See how they elect to come out. It's been a dose of Contreras, or a heavy dose of Contreras, to get you right around midfield. Holmes trying to figure out the exact play call here. 15 seconds on the play clock. Gonna have to hurry.
All right, play clock now down inside of 10. Well, you're right. At 5 when they break the huddle, they have really got to hurry here. 3rd and 1. It's down to 2. It's down to 1. Bob DeBest wants a timeout. They get it with 1 second left on that play clock.
I just had a hard time getting the play in. Give you an update on some scores around the district. Now, we told you about yesterday. Arlington Seguin beats Burleson 39-7. But right now in the third quarter, Colleyville Heritage all over the Colony 31-6. And then I had to check multiple sites at halftime between Argyle and Mansfield. Apparently it was 0-0. Right now in the fourth quarter, Argyle has taken a 10-0 lead over Mansfield Timberview.
It is a gauntlet of a schedule in District 3-5A. You got 2 teams in Argyle and Colleyville Heritage that started the year in the top 10. And Dave Campbell's top 10 rankings in Class 5A Division II. We've seen an Everman team here tonight that has been tradition-rich for many years.
And I think as you look at Timberview right now and down 10-0 and may start 0-1, as we've talked about, that's a team that's probably going to look different later on in the year as they get that starting quarterback back.
3rd and 1. Big play right here, right? In motion. Holmes tosses, Stewart, first down. Dives ahead of the 41. Well, they found a way to get Luke Stewart involved in the running game at times. It's a big first down.
Been a few more wrinkles, too. It's been not just Contreras and Graham that have gotten the ball out of the backfield. So some success there from Stewart on the pitch. Got a score, and right now it's kind of a mathematical proposition. You're running out of time, and you need 3 touchdowns.
The strength of this team, the defense, is they've got to find a way to get a stop. Everman has scored 3 touchdowns in their last 4 possessions. First and 10, high snap, Holmes ready. Looking, time, throws, going deep, got a man down there and incomplete. Boy, overshot. If he hits his man in stride and Brady Boozer, that is a touchdown. It was wide open.
Yeah, he had the step, just a little bit too much juice on it there. And you'll see it here at the very end. Good pocket there until the blitz comes at the very end, and Boozer beat his man. Unfortunately, it doesn't count if you catch it on the hop.
Boozer's a two-way starter. He had not had a reception this year prior to tonight. He's been a big target tonight. 3 catches, they've gone to him 4 or 5 times. Here's a second down and 10. Graham and Contreras in the backfield. The give is to Graham. Hit immediately. Dropped at the line of scrimmage. They give him, well, it's a generous spot. They give him a yard. It's 3rd and 9.
Going to have to find the quick strike. Saw it many times last week against Birdville. I have not seen it tonight. There's been some methodical drives that have left no points on the board, but you're just running out of time right now.
And that clock just ticking away. At 9:50, they break the huddle with 12 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and a long 9. They rush 5. They bring the blitz. Holmes pass. Held on to. Question is, did he get a foot in? And he did. That's Stewart. Still only a gain of 1. Well, that's a long throw for 1 yard. 4th and... Did they even give him the yard? Or did they give him the catch?
Either way, I think it would have been a yard or it would have been no gain maybe. But, yeah, I guess they did give him the catch, but didn't go anywhere.
4th and 9. That's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback. A long out like that, that's a long throw for Holmes, but nothing to show for. Here's 4th and 9. 4 wides. Contreras, the running back. Everman with 4 down linemen. They twist up front. Holmes throws, open, caught. First down yardage to Stewart. Holmes threw a dart right at Luke Stewart. He's become quite possibly his favorite target. It's a first down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Stewart's done a good job of getting open. He had a mistake early in the game on the hold. He's been really good since then. Hard break in his route, goes towards the sideline, and easy pitch and catch.
Stewart comes out along with, I believe, Ryland going from the 24-yard line. Clock continues to roll even after first down. If they reset it, it's now less than 9 minutes to go in the 4th. Holmes. Pressure coming from behind. Hit as he throws it and nearly intercepted. Dropped at the 3-yard line as Holmes took a shot in the back. That one almost picked off.
Robert McMillan, number 9, is the one that comes flying through here. And then a huge break. That pass was not intercepted by Brandon Humble.
We've seen good reasons as to why McMillan was the defensive newcomer of the year in the district last year. He has been all over the field tonight in the run game and causing pressure in the pass game. Here's 2nd and 10. Holmes pulls it. A lot of room here for the junior quarterback. Trying to get outside, was looking for one more block. Holmes is to the 10. Well, he is getting better and better each week at reading that option play.
Yeah, perfect time to keep it, and almost just outran his own blocking there. A little bit too much speed for Jalen Holmes. Well, yeah, that was so far in. I mean, even on replay, you're confused as to whether or not Contreras got it. Down to the 11-yard line.
Holmes sends Kel Thompson wide left. Great drive, but the clock ticking away. On the give to Contreras, nothing there. He runs right into big 99, Robert Busby. That is a load that you're running into right there. And Busby in the middle.
Here in the fourth, we haven't seen Contreras get the ball on the outside edge. He's had some success in the first 3 quarters doing that.
Well, this is 4-down territory here, and you got to think with a score where the clock is right now, you would pretty good bet that you're going to see an onside. Got to get in the end zone first. 2nd and 10. They can get a first down. They're at the 11. There's a mix-up, and maybe it was caused by McMillan. Boy, he nearly took the handoff. He was in there as soon as Contreras got it. It brings up a 3rd and a very long. Call it 14.
A play that looked pretty busted from the very beginning. Yeah, you can see right there just that push. No one touches Robert McMillan. He's basically on Contreras by the time that ball's in his gut.
They're still in the huddle, and they're going to break the huddle with less than 10 seconds on the play clock. The game clock's at 6:45. 3rd and 14. Holmes with time, now rolling left, got room in front of him to the 10, to the 5. He's still short of the first down. They spot him at the 4. It's going to be 4th and 3.
They made the right decision. Nothing was open. He had a lot of space. Really close. I thought he got a little bit closer to the goal line than the 4. We'll get another look here. Yeah, that's right. Out of bounds right around the 4-yard line.
This drive started back at their own 30. It's a 4th down and about 2.5. Just inside the 4, they can get to the 1-yard line. There's movement up front.
I'm not sure if the defense caused that or not.
Yeah, that flag was dropped in the secondary.
We may have this may be defensive here.
Boy, that would be huge. Let's see what the call is. It's encroachment. Encroachment on Everman.
Yeah, so you basically get maybe a yard.
Yeah.
It's now, instead of 4th and a foot and a half, it's 4th and a half a foot.
And your quarterback in Cooper Tower, they've had success tonight in this formation out of the Wildcat. You got to think Towery is going to keep it. 4th and 1. He falls ahead. Well, there was movement up front. It looked like Grapevine either moved or Everman did. There was no penalty marker, and they held.
So the missed snap, I think, is what happened here.
Yep. That is a tough break, and that's just kind of how the night's gone. It was a bad snap.
Never had a chance.
So a turnover on downs. It's the 3rd time tonight they've turned it over on downs. A couple of missed field goals now. They can't convert a 4th down. And with Grapevine now in all sorts of trouble here with 6:31 to go in the ball game and down 19.
Yeah, that's a frustrated offense that just goes and sits down on the sidelines right now. Julian Contreras sort of leading that charge.
First down at their own 3. Page around the corner. Runs over his own man. A couple of flags in that backfield. He gets up to the 19. He ran right over Carl Carter.
I think Cooper Towery had some penetration there towards the backfield, and then he was held. I think this one's coming back. Boy, Neiman Page, he's down again. Right, it might be just the shoe, but he has not looked 100%. I'd probably get him out of the game if I'm Everman. Even when he's got the shoe on, he's still hobbling around a little bit.
They have got really a 3-head monster here in Page, the sophomore running back, Carter, the receiver, and Princeton Roberts. They're going to be a force to reckon with The 4 teams that come out of this district in the playoffs are going to be 4 outstanding representatives of District 3 5A. It is a tough schedule, and Everman tonight looks like they very well could be on their way to getting that first win.
And ended up missing him by several yards. See, Holmes let it go. It's in the air about 50 yards, but where Stewart is, he can't read it, and Strickland makes the play and could potentially be the one that finally shuts the door on the Mustangs.
So Everman with the football, or just shadows of their end zone at the 1-yard line. 3:21 to go in the ball game. It's Grapevine's second turnover tonight. Everman has the 1. Well, now get ready for number 30 to carry the ball, Neiman Page. We also got Damian Bedford in that backfield. 1st and 10 for the 1. Bedford has room. He's close to the first down. With a big hole on that left side. That's behind Kobe Parks and Javon Young on that left side of that offensive line.
Well, that's a huge first down, too. You're in the shadow of your own goalpost, and on first down, you move the chains. That first play sometimes determines what happens the rest of that type of drive. You probably would have seen Grapevine starting to bank some of those timeouts, but now, full 40 seconds goes off the clock. Game just gets shortened.
And Mustangs with 2 timeouts. Clock dips inside 3 minutes. Everman will keep it on the ground. Page rolled back to the 5-yard line. Who else? Luke Gormley. Timeout. Grapevine. 2:45 to go. They've got 1 timeout left. It's a storyline real similar to last week. I mean, the big plays tonight, just like it was last week, and some hiccups in the special teams. Offense really for the second straight week has produced. It just, you have to go length of the field.
They've produced to get it close to the end zone and at times not been able to come through. As we've talked about, the 2 missed field goals, the chance there on 4th and goal at the 1-yard line where you don't punch it in. And, I mean, that's a lot of points left on the board. And you convert on, I mean, at this point, it may be just one of those. Then you've got a chance for a stop, get the ball back, and a chance to score it to tie. But just too sloppy at times tonight, and now that margin for error is down to 0.
Can only stop it one more time as here comes Everman's offense back on the field. Page, the running back. Princeton Roberts, the quarterback. Bunch those 3 receivers up top. Page motions. Here's the handoff. That's to Strickland. And he is smacked by Gormley. We'll take that final timeout. We'll take it with him. 2:36 to go in the ball game. Everman down by 12. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Mustang Panther Stadium on a Friday night, the District 3 5A opener with Everman leading Grapevine 29-17. 3rd and 7 coming up. Good bet, we'll keep it on the ground. Mustangs out of timeouts. Throw it, Roberts looks, throws a little slip screen. They've got the first down up to the 24. They decide they're going to throw it, and a safe pass to Brendan Taylor, who moves the chains, and the clock will keep rolling.
I got an update in that Argyle-Mansfield Timberview game. It was 10-0 Argyle in the fourth. Timberview with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They've got a 4-point lead.
Tells you how tough this district is.
Colleyville Heritage all over the Colony, a 32-point lead as they're cruising to 1-0 start in district.
At the 24. 2:24 to go in the game. And it doesn't get any easier next week. An Arlington Seguin team that ran it up on Burleson on Thursday night. Ball's loose. Page lost it and gets back on it.
Grapevine's already used all those timeouts, so that clock's just going to continue to run. You like the fight at the end of the ball game. You got to clean it up before you get to the fourth quarter. And really missed opportunities. A big difference here tonight.
Keep it on the ground. Not much there on the give. We get to a minute and a half. I believe that was Shamar Williams on the carry as he comes out, and Bedford checks back in. Can't stop the clock, down 12, and that'll be the ball game. As play clock at 18, game clock at 1:10. We'll have to snap it maybe just one more time. Roberts will let it tick down. Play clock down to 3. Here's Bedford. Bounces it outside. Davis runs it down at the 40. Oh, one more snap. About a 9-second differential.
Well, as we've mentioned several times, think about last year's start. 0-3 out of the gates. End up making the playoffs, getting hot down the stretch. We've talked about how much harder the district is, but it's a ball club that's going to want to come out and answer some questions, and as you mentioned, staring a tough Arlington Seguin team next week.
Final play to get to the victory formation. Princeton Roberts, big game tonight for the junior quarterback. Takes the knee, and Everman gets their first victory here in 2024. Mustangs still looking for their first. So they fall to 0-3 with a 29-17 loss in the district opener. And wrap things up here again. Big plays tonight for Everman. What a story Carl Carter was and Princeton Roberts. They really, along with Eamon Page, made the difference tonight for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that offense was really impressive, and for me, it's Carl Carter. The ability that he showed to adjust to the football, the ability that he showed to make guys miss in traffic, he was tremendous and really put on a show tonight.
It's going to do it for us tonight. Tell you about our next broadcast. It'll come to you next Thursday. Mustangs go on the road to Arlington to take on Arlington Seguin. Will be on the air at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. So for our entire crew, my broadcast partner Brendan Smith, our statistician Mason Mears, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe saying good night and God bless from Grapevine, Texas. This has been a presentation of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.